Hello friends, it's me Cassandra from Mobile Om Yoga, and I'm so grateful to have you joining me for this free virtual yoga practice brought to you from our friends at the San Antonio River Foundation. So I'm here at our beloved Confluence Park, ready to wake your asana up this morning with a nice invigorating vinyasa yoga practice. So from wherever you are, welcome. I'm so happy that we're able to have this opportunity to come together in this virtual space until we're able to gather again in person here in the park. So thanks again for making this a part of your Sunday morning. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin down lying on our back. So go ahead and come onto your mat. You possibly haven't been up from this position for very long, so we're going to make this a little more mindful. So take a moment and kind of wiggle your shoulder blades under. Let your hips settle into the ground. Feel the back of your head supported. And then go ahead and close your eyes. Begin to tune into the movement of your breath as it flows in and out through your nose. In this physical yoga practice, our breath is our link between our physical body and our mind. When we tune into our breath like this, mindfully expanding and releasing, then we also become very present. We can use that awareness to guide us as we begin to take different shapes, filling that shape with our breath, letting the breath be our guide. One more of those deep, full breaths in here. And go ahead, exhale to let it out. If you haven't already, go ahead and open your eyes. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up overhead, stretch it out long. And as you exhale, draw the knees in. So we're going to start with a little vinyasa, or little flow on our back. On your next inhale, open up your arms. As you exhale, let the knees fall to the left, but not quite all the way to the ground. You're going to inhale the knees back to center, then exhale, let them drop over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, bring your feet down to the floor. You're going to inhale, press into the feet, lift your hips. This time you're going to slide your arms overhead. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down next to your hips. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, stretch your heels out long. Exhale, draw your knees up and into your chest. Inhale, open your arms up side to side. Exhale, knees are going to fall over to the left, hover but not down. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees fall over to the right, hover but not all the way down. Inhale, go ahead and come back to center. Exhale, drop your feet to the floor. Lift your arms above your head. Take an inhale, press into the feet. Lift your hips into bridge pose. Exhale, go ahead and lower your hips down. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. And exhale, release. We're going to take that one more time. Inhale, get a full body stretch. Exhale, hug your knees up and into your chest. Inhale, the arms open. Exhale, the knees fall to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, feet to the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale, press into the feet. Lift your hips up to the sky. Exhale, lower your hips to the ground. Inhale, draw your knees up and into your chest. This time, exhale, begin to rock and roll front to back. Feet touch the ground, rock and roll, rock and roll. And you're just going to rock yourself all the way up, pause, and then you're going to take yourself over the knees and make your way into child's pose towards the back of your mat. So knees nice and wide, big toes together, and you're going to bow down, bringing your forehead all the way down to the ground. Coming back into that embodied breath, bringing your breath into your body. And we want to keep the breath flowing. So it's naturally, a very flowing element. Our breath is always kind of waving in, waving out. So if we notice it catching or holding, it's a way for us to tune in where we need to go next. Begin to lift your forehead. Walk your hands in towards your knees so that you're sitting back on your heels. Now we're going to take another little vinyasa, a little lower to the ground. So starting here, we're going to inhale, find a half upward salute. So we're standing up on our knees. And as you exhale, you're going to bow your hands down and bring your forehead down to the mat. You're going to inhale, reach your arms out in front of you. Exhale, begin to press your shoulders up over your wrists. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, sit your hips back onto your heels. Inhale, lift up, upward salute on the shins. Exhale, forward fold, hands come by the feet, touch the forehead to the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms in front. Exhale, press the shoulders over your wrist, tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round, cat pose. Inhale, find neutral. Exhale, sit your hips back into your heels, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, stand up onto the shins, lift the fingertips high, half upward salute. Exhale, swan dive forward, bring your hands by the feet, tap your forehead down to the mat. On your next inhale, just sweep the arms out in front of you. Exhale, press into the hands, lift your shoulders up over your wrists. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale into cat, tuck the chin, round the tailbone under. This time, take an inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, press your hips to your heels. Take one moment in child's pose. And then inhale, come back forward into high plank. Hands come one palm print forward, tuck your toes, and lift up into downward facing dog. Soften the space behind your knees. Soften your shoulders. Really root down into the hands, into the feet. Find your breath here in this new shape, big, full, and deep. One more breath. And then get empty. Look forward. Move your feet slowly, tiptoeing all the way to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to fold forward all the way down and find ragdoll. Walk your feet a little wider. You can grab onto opposite elbows here. Maybe sway from side to side. Letting your spine get a little loose. Shoulders can roll. You can shake the head. Yes, shake the head. No. And then go ahead and release your fingertips all the way down to meet the earth. We're going to inhale, find a flat back. Heart reaches long. Exhale, bow down, forward fold. We're going to come into an upward salute now. Rooting through the feet. Inhale, reaching all the way up to the sky. Keep it going. Exhale, forward fold. It's into our full sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, heart long. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back to high plank and lower nice and steady all the way to the belly. Use your inhale to find your cobra. Exhale to lower. And then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, empty out. Inhale, look forward. Go ahead and take your feet to meet your hands. We'll do two more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. Inhale, upward salute. Reach out, stretch it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step your feet back, high plank to low plank. Maybe you hover this time. And then you can find an upward facing dog or cobra once again. And then downward facing dog, hips move high to the sky. Catch your breath here. Deep in and out. And just checking in. Check into your body. Check into what you're paying attention to. Each pose should be like Tadasana, a moment to stand at attention for your reason for being here. To do your yoga, yoking yourself in. One more breath in. Exhale to get empty. Gaze to the hands, walk, step, or float feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last time through. Inhale, reach out and up all the way towards the sky. Exhale, fold it down. Fingertips come back to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, heart long. Exhale, palms to the mat. Take your feet back and lower yourself all the way down or into that hover. Cobra or upward dog, your choice. And then downward dog. So that whole vinyasa is always a choice. If you find yourself struggling through, just come to down dog to catch up with your breath. Come back to that point of attention. I'm going to take one more breath in here. And then exhale to get empty. Take the gaze to the hands, walk, step, or float feet to meet the top of your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time we're going to take the hips into chair pose. So sit the hips low, hands come to the heart, begin to peel the heart away from your thighs. So you can stay here, palms pressing together, shoulders hugging back, nice strong navel and core holding you upright. Or you can extend your arms high so that the biceps come next to your ears. Finding yourself in this thunderbolt pose, and the breath stays steady even when we start to find a little more fire engagement here. It's all about balance. One more inhale, and then exhale, take it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to take it into a forward fold as you exhale. And then on your inhales, take a big step back with your left foot so that you come into a crescent lunge with the fingertips on the ground. Engage to the back leg, draw the navel in, reach the heart forward. We're going to reach up, bring the hands to your heart, and peel your hands away, just like you did in that chair pose. Stay bent deep into the right knee, activating in the left thigh as we begin to wake up. When you're ready, fingertips fire up towards the sky. Wake up. The hands soften the shoulders. Find something to gaze at. You're going to take a deep breath in, reaching high. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Begin to straighten in your right leg, finding a little wide leg pyramid pose. And a hamstring stretch, folding down towards your knee. Deep breath in. Softening in on your exhale. And then on your inhale, look forward again. Bend back into your right knee. This time, left hand's going to plant and right arm's going to open up to the sky. Find a twist here. As you root into the right foot, lift the right arm, open it back. Take one more breath. And then bring your right hand down to the floor. And you're going to take a step and take your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then sit your hips low. Find chair pose again. Hands to heart. At first, get really strong and stable in the legs, moving the weight to the heels and the hips. When you're ready, arms can get strong. Shoulders stay soft. Breath flows to connect us here. Standing at attention. One more breath here. And exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Begin to put weight into the left foot. Inhale, step that right foot back, bending into your left knee. Starting to engage the legs into a crescent. Bring the hands off the mat and then lift your torso slowly as you come high. Bend deep into your left knee. Activate that right leg to keep you steady. The hands can stay here to keep you grounded, or extend them high. Find yourself stretching up. As you root down, you rise. Coming alive this morning, one more breath. With the exhale, circle the arms down around your left foot and begin to straighten your left knee as you fold your torso down. A couple of breaths softening into the hamstring. On your next inhale, look forward, bend the left knee back over your ankle. Right hand plants, left arm begins to open up towards the sky. Reach it up high, shining your heart up and open. One more breath here. Then with your exhale, left hand comes to the ground. Step your right foot forward to meet your left forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it into a bow. We're going to find chair pose one more time, sitting your hips low. Hands come to your heart. This time, keep them there at the heart. Sit a little bit lower. We're prepping for a twist. You'll begin to twist towards the right and see if you can hook your left elbow to the right thigh. Right hand will press into the left to twist you up and open. You can keep the hands pressing at the heart, or maybe you open them up if you need more. Check your breath. Remember, it's like a barometer. If you're holding the breath to get you there, pause, take less, find that open breath. One more moment here. And with your exhale, we're going to take it into a forward fold. Walk your feet a little bit wider, about hip width distance apart. Take your peace sign, make a peace sign fingers. You're going to grab onto your big toe, in between your big toe and your second toe, and then root your big toe down. Inhale, reach your heart long, finding that halfway lift, and then exhale, plug your toe into your fingers as you pull yourself into a forward fold. So you should feel some space opening up in the upper back, perhaps in the back of the neck, and shoulders rolling away from the ears. Take one more breath in and out here. Go ahead and release your toes. Go ahead and toe heel your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to find that chair pose again, sitting the hips low. Hands stay at the heart as you come up. Shifting your weight back and getting really deep to prep for that twist to the other side. Inhale here. As you exhale, right elbow, left thigh. Pressing left hand into right. Twisting yourself up and open. Keeping those hips dipping low. Hands can stay pressing together or open them up wide. Left arm to the sky. Find your breath. It's your barometer. It's your tool here. It's connecting you to what's going on in the mind and the body. One more breath. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, as you exhale, begin to toe heel your feet wide, and you're going to take them about as wide as your mat and toes a little bit out. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to sink your hips down in between your heels. We're finding a Yogi Squat. Palms are going to come down to heart center. Gently press your elbows into the inner thighs as you lift your heart. Now notice how you're interacting here. Find your breath, find your calm, soften what you can. And then we're going to take your right hand down to the ground. Begin to open your left arm up towards the sky. And then go ahead and bring your hands back to the heart. Take an inhale. And then you're going to straighten your left hand down. Reach your right arm up to the sky. And then go ahead and bring your palms together at your heart. Take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, hands come to the mat. Begin to straighten your legs and toe heel your feet closer together. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach your heart long. As you exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Taking the vinyasa, or you can skip it and come straight to downward dog. Pausing in your down dog, let's begin to root into the left foot. Take your right heel high, bend your right knee, begin to open up the right hip. Sink your left heel down a little further, heart reaching back towards your thighs. Take a big breath as you open a little more on the right side. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right foot forward. Begin to walk it to the outside of your right hand. Sink a little bit deeper. This time you're dropping your back knee to the earth, uncurling your back toes. Continue to sink forward, lift the heart. This time you're going to turn your right toes open and let the right knee fall gently away from your body. You can stay here on the palms as we come into this lizard, or maybe you come onto the forearms to get a little bit deeper. Checking in with your breath, using your breath to come into all the space in your container. See how the energy is moving. Listen to the language of sensation and be in control of how you interact or react. And to come back up onto the hands here. You're going to come back onto that left knee and begin to toe heel your right foot over to the left side. And we're going to find our way into a pigeon. So this time you're sinking a little further down, but even you don't want to bring that weight into that right hip. So if you're sitting into the right hip, kind of lift it up, press yourself into your fingertips, draw the right hip back, left hip forward, and take a moment in this proud pigeon. Feel the stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and come down onto your forearms, or maybe you ground down through the forehead, and find a soft breath. Your next inhale, go ahead and come back up onto the hands. Tuck back into your left toes. We're going to reach the right leg back up to the sky, kind of shake it out, move it around. And then take it straight up, bend the knee, open up the hip. And then you're going to step your right foot forward one more time. And we're going to find ourselves into Crescent Lunge one more time. This time you're going to inhale, reach nice and high. As you exhale, begin to bring your hands to your heart center. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, we're twisting across, left elbow to right thigh. Engage through the left knee and see if you can twist a little bit deeper here. You always have that back knee. If you need more stability, you can take it to the earth, or you can find stability by really activating through the leg. And then maybe open your arms up. Last time into a twist, big breath. And then as you exhale, take your hands down to meet the mat. Take your right foot to meet your left. You can take an optional vinyasa. I'm going to skip it and come straight back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and exhale it out. All right, right leg's going to be your root. Left heel is going to reach, bend, and open up. Taking a couple breaths, stretching open through the left side. And then we're going to step the left foot forward in between the hands, sinking low, pause, begin to walk your left foot to the outside of your hands. And then you'll drop your right knee, uncurl your right toes, turn your left toes open, and you're letting that knee kind of wing away from the body, coming onto the pinky side edge of your foot. And stay on your palms for a moment so that you can really feel that drop of the right hip flexor and the lift and opening of your heart. Stay here or come down onto your forearms. Find a few breaths to soften into the sensations here, into your container. You came onto your forearms. Go ahead, come back onto your hands. You'll shift back onto the right knee so that you have space to begin to walk your left knee, the left foot across, bending into the shin and knee. And we're finding your way into Pigeon Pose. So So you have the left foot in front this time and pressing into the hands coming up off of that left hip. Begin to lift up through the heart. Roll the shoulders back. Proud pigeon. Big, full breaths. And then we'll begin to release it down into our resting pigeon, coming to the forearms or perhaps the forehead, softening in. From here, if you begin to come back up, if you lowered all the way down, you're going to tuck your right toes under and begin to take your left leg back again. Shake it out, bend the knee and open up the hip one more time. And then we're going to bring the knee back toward your nose. Step your left foot forward, stay on the ball of your right foot, and let's come back up one more time into that crescent lunge. Really strengthening into the legs. We're feeling the heat in the outside of that left hip. Hands are at the heart center. Take an inhale. And this time we're going to twist right elbow to left thigh. So it's challenging in the balance. Keep that right knee engaged. Maybe dropping the knee if you need to take a little bit less. Hands are pressing into one another or maybe opening up the arms. Stretching yourself out. Last moment here. Big inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat. You're going to step the left foot to meet your right. One more option to take a vinyasa. I'm going to skip and come straight to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale to empty. Look forward. We're going to come to seated. Feet step forward and then coming on to your bottom here. Extending both legs out in front. So we're going to start with that right leg coming into a half shoelace, if that's accessible for you today. So a half shoelace is crossing the right knee over the left, taking your heel to the outside of the opposite hip. If that's not quite working for you today, you can bring your right foot to the inside of your leg into a more of a tree type pose. Take a moment with the fingertips coming next to you to sit up nice and tall. Flex your left toes up nice and tall. And then we're slowly going to find a forward fold here, coming over that left leg, relaxing into the head. Coming into your breath. Think of it like that Tadasana. We're not standing, but we're standing in our mind at attention. We're really paying attention because where our attention goes, our energy flows. So when we pay attention and we notice that maybe our attention is gravitating towards resistance or tightness, we have the ability to soften, to dilate, to meet it. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring yourself upright. And we'll just gently switch sides. Take your right leg out and cross your left knee over your right. Sitting up nice and tall here for a moment, feeling the root of your sit bones and the length of your spine. Again, that left foot can be on the inside of your thigh. This half shoelace isn't quite accessible for you this morning. We'll take one more breath in this nice tall posture. The exhale to fold our way forward, melting over, softening in. Meeting yourself. There's a tendency to avoid sensation, so we can kind of back out of it or not want to meet it, or we want to resist it and fight it. It's kind of that fight or flight. And our yogi way is meeting it without fighting it or without running away and seeing how we can work with it. Soften, create more of what our intention is. So our attention goes towards our intention. Your next inhale, go ahead and come all the way back up, right? Go ahead, extend both of your legs out, shake them out. And then we're going to find your way back onto the spine, but we're going to lower slowly. So bring the feet to the earth, and we're going to lower with control, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. And then inhale, bring the arms up overhead, stretch yourself out nice and long. And then bring the knees back up and in towards your chest. We're going to rock a little bit from side to side into your low back. And then open the arms, just how we started. We're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower the knees to the left, but this time let them come all the way down to the ground. So you can take your left hand on top of your left knee or your thigh and kind of anchor your legs down as an assist. Gaze can be up to the sky or looking over that right shoulder. You want to feel your right shoulder trying to root down as well. And then close your eyes and tune into your breath here. Let it facilitate these last few moments to unwind and decompress. Detoxify and release. If you're giving yourself that assist, go ahead, release your left hand. Draw your knees up towards center and exhale them over to the right side. This time your right hand can give yourself that anchor of assist. You can gaze up to the ceiling or over to the left hand and settle into a few long, deep breaths here. Go ahead and release your knees. Bring both knees back into center. You're going to give yourself a big hug, some love for showing up on your mat today. Nose towards your knees. Squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. And then go ahead and exhale. Release yourself out. Find a place of rest. Even though the shape may seem similar to where we started, once you're settled in, close your eyes and breathe into the shape. Breathe into the movement of your mind and see perhaps how this is different, how you might have opened or shifted, perhaps into a place where you're anchored a little more into the container of your being and the context of your breath. And just rest in this place for a few precious moments. Begin to think about your reason, your motivation for being here today, and give yourself a bit of gratitude. Find some joy on this Sunday morning for this movement, this mindfulness, this community. And let's begin to wake up your fingers and your toes nice and joyfully. And reach above your head. Find a full body stretch. Hands and feet reach away from one another. And the knees are going to come up and in towards your chest. You can roll to either side, finding that fetal position. I like to call this the OG yoga pose. A reminder that our purpose here isn't to go somewhere we've never been, but instead to peel ourselves back to a simpler place, like this seed of where we began this existence. Thinking about what you might want to plant as you birth yourself back out of this practice. Press yourself up to a seat. Think of yourself blossoming in this beautiful spring sunshine, feeling yourself rooted. You're blossoming up through the crown, lifting up nice and tall. And let's reach our arms out and up like rays of the sun, feeling ourselves awake and alive. Palms come together into a seal and bringing your thumbs to meet your heart center. Taking one last moment to close your eyes and send a heartfelt note of gratitude to yourself. Acknowledging this community that has supported us virtually today. And lifting our thumbs to our third eye, this place of unity where we all possess that seed of wisdom, that light that shines within us all. From my light, I shine for each and every one of you. I see you, I recognize you, and I'm so honored and grateful to share this time with you. Namaste.